Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review 31. So, 31 stars Sharon Moon Zombie, Jeff Daniel Phillips, Richard Bark, and Malcolm McDowell. And what this film is about, it's about when these 5 carnival workers, they get captured and they now have to play this game called 31. And they have to survive basically their version of hell for 12 hours. And they just basically need to survive and not get killed. So what did I think of 31? Now, let me just go on record with this. Rob Zombie is one of the worst filmmakers of all time. Not just working today, just of all time. I hate Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie is an awful filmmaker. I've hated every single one of his movies that I have seen. House of a Thousand Corpses, hated it. Devil's Rejects, hated it. The Halloween remake, hated it. Halloween 2, the remake, hated it. Haven't seen Lords of Salem, so I can't get my judgment on that. But now with this movie, it's no different. I hated 31. 31 is such an awful movie. I hated 31. It is such an awful piece of garbage. Okay, 31 is awful. Let's get into my positives. I have no positives with this movie. I have no positives whatsoever with 31. So let's just jump straight into the negatives. And the negatives are, first being the acting. The acting's atrocious in this movie. Everyone's awful in this movie. I hated everybody in this movie. Okay? Sharon Moon Zombie, just stop. Rob Zombie, stop playing your wife in the lead roles of these movies. She sucks. She can't act. Sorry, she really can't. She cannot act to save her life. She's awful in this movie. I hated her in this movie. Okay? Really, she cannot act. Stop casting her in the leads of your movies, because she sucks, okay? Your wife sucks, so sorry, okay? She sucks at acting, okay? Man, she was just really, really bad in this movie. Jeff Daniel Phillips, once again, he's awful too. I don't know, he's just really bad in this movie. I really couldn't stand his character either. Malcolm McDowell, what are you doing? Like, dude, you're much better than this. What are you doing? He's awful in this movie too. Oh man, but the one that gives the worst performance in this entire film is Richard Bark. Okay? This guy, man. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is his dialogue throughout the entire film. You ready for this? He'll sometimes talk like this. You know, he'll just talk like this all peacefully. And he'll raise his voice like this and shout all the time. It's awful. Okay? Really. That's what he does in this movie. It's so terrible. Oh my. Seriously, he gives one of the worst performances of the year. I couldn't stand his character and just want to punch him in the face. Oh, and you know, it's a Rob Zombie movie, so you know what he's got to do. He just got to put blood and guts for the sake of blood and guts, you know. It just does nothing for the story, you know. It's just there for blood and guts. Okay? Really. Seriously, that's my main problem with his movies, is that he uses violence for the sake of violence. It never drives the story, it never does anything. He just uses it for the sake of violence. Now don't go like, oh, you just don't like violent movies, okay? You don't like movies that are overly violent. One of my favorite action movies of all time is the 4th Rambo movie, okay? And that movie is violent to the T, okay? But here's the thing, though. With that movie, the violence drove the story, okay? There was a reason why the violence was there. With this movie, there's nothing. There's no reason to why the violence needs to be there. It's just violence for the sake of violence. Like I keep on saying, it's just violence for the sake of violence. Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah. And the intensity, there's no intensity. I didn't feel one single ounce of intensity in this entire film. The villains, like I said before, the villains, man, these might be the worst villains of the year. I hated all the villains in this movie. You know, Richard Bark as Doomhead. That's a stupid name, but he's really awful as the main villain. And then you got Malcolm McDowell and all the other people that are writing the game. Their acting is horse manure. Okay, really, the acting is so bad at that point. And just, the villains are just awful, okay? I hated the villains in this movie. The writing's atrocious. I hated the writing with this movie. The directing, oh my goodness, Rob Zombie. He cannot direct a movie to save his life, can he? Especially in this movie. This might be his worst directed movie of the, that he's made so far. I'm dead serious. Because literally, whenever, like, I don't want to say, like, an action scene happens, but whenever, like, some high intensity moment happens, like someone's chasing someone with a chainsaw or something, this is what the camera does the entire time. You can barely see what's going on throughout the entire time. Like, seriously, if you thought Taken 3 had bad shaky cam, holy moly, you haven't seen nothing yet. Because literally, there were times where I was like, okay, what's going on? Because I just couldn't see what was going on because he kept on shaking the camera so much. Okay? This is oh my goodness, this is one of the worst directed films of the year. It might be Rob Zombie's worst directed film yet. Oh man, and the movie is so boring. Holy moly, this movie is so boring. It's only an hour and 42 minutes. I felt like I was watching a 3-hour movie. I was so bored in this movie, and I could not wait for it to end. Guys, overall 31 is yet another awful Rob Zombie movie. Rob Zombie, just stop directing. Seriously, your movies are garbage. You're one of the worst filmmakers of all time. Not just of working today, of all time. You have not made one good movie. So it's time for my official grade on 31. And my official grade on 31, yes, you guessed it, an F. An F, F, F. I hate 31. It's one of the worst movies of the year. I don't even know how this was made into a movie. It's so awful. I hated it. It has bad acting, violence for the sake of violence, awful intensity moments, some awful directing. The movie is terrible. I hated 31. It's one of the worst movies of the year. Please, don't waste your time like I did with this movie. Stay away! So definitely deserves an F. So, what did you guys think of 31? If you've even seen this thing, leave it in the comment section below. Now I'm WWE Fan 0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.